Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Night Truck Series at Michigan, race number 4 on the season. We got a lot of fun to be had tonight. Qualifying is getting underway, and all these drivers are making their laps now. It's going to be 60 laps tonight. Let me make sure you're checking that real quick. Hold on, let me get the stats of it up here. We got 60 laps. The stage will be at 25, 3 sets of tires, and 70% of fuel. These drivers are finishing up qualifying now. Mikey Adams, Matt Frady, the last one on the racetrack that is left. He's trying to come home with a 3 in a row race tonight. He's won the previous 2. He's looking to make it 3. Can he go for another pole at the stripe? Doesn't. Goes second on the board. Randy Sample, top of the board for right now. Good lap by them. That will be the starting order with a minute left in qualifying. Randy, do you get a copy?
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing mighty fine. You ended up on the pole. Looks like you're doing pretty good here. Talk us through Michigan, what you did on that lap to make it so fast.
Just keeping that tire scrub down to a minimum. Pretty much wide open, so any little bit of tire scrubbing is gonna scrub speed, and just gotta keep the car straight as much as you can, keep the wheels straight, uh, it, keep it RPMs up. So
Yeah, we know that this track is a big momentum track. What's kind of the play here before we get started here? How hard are you going to have to drive it? And how do you race here at Michigan, as drafty as it is?
I think protecting the top's gonna be the key. Other tracks you just kind of see a freight train on the when you get on the top, you get a freight train on the bottom, and kind of the opposite effect here.
Alrighty, well, we appreciate that insight and wishing you luck here starting on the pole.
Thank you.
Randy Sample on the pole as we're going to go ahead and give you the rundown of the field. 9 drivers tonight. So as we just talked to Randy Sample on the pole, and to his outside, 2-time winner this season, Matt Frady. In row 2 is going to be Kevin Ritchie in the Flow Sports 51, and Jonathan Mazzella in the 41. Row 3 is going to be Mikey Adams in the Havoline 28, and Ryan Tiller in the Coors Light 23. Row 4 is Wyatt Garrett in the Waffle House, number 57. And to his outsides, Doug Ezel in the 67. Rounding out the field, did not qualify. It's going to be the 46. Bouchard is going to round him off and try to gain all those spots from qualifying. So a little bit smaller field that we've seen. But with as well as Michigan races, I don't expect to see much nice and easy riding here as fast and furious as these trucks are. Everybody is gridded, and pace trucks should start to roll off now. Go ahead and give your predictions on who you think's going to come away with it. We got a stage at 25, so we're going to get a good feel on who's going to have the fastest truck in those first 25, and then it's going to be about a 30-lap run till the end to see who comes out on top here at Michigan. All right, here we go. "60 laps, all to play for at Michigan. Race number 4 of the season. 9 drivers, 1 come out on top. And we're green for race number 4 at Michigan." Good start there from the outside row. That's Matt Frady being pushed by Jonathan Mazzella. 40 being helped by the 41. Randy Sample going to go up the racetrack just a little bit. Now they're going to be side by side down the back straight. Sample with a nose, but the push from Mazzella is going to help Matt. He's going to have a nose into 3. That's going to drive her in deep. Is going to be clear through the corners. He's going to have enough speed to hold it. It looks like he does for now. So Matt Frady to the point. Mazzella going to try to follow him. 3 wide just behind him. That's Mikey Adams trying to shoot the middle. Mikey Adams up to P3 already. Can Mikey do something? Showed a good speed in practice. Was top of the board for a little bit. He has a run now looking to the inside of Mazzella for second. Big man going for it here. He's making an aggressive move, but Mikey has a nose right now. Is in the lead. Mikey Adams is going to lead at the line. The 28 to the lead. What a race. Wyatt's all the way up by the fence. Tiller's on the bottom. Mikey's leading it through the middle. Mazzella's trying to fight back on the outside. Now they're side by side. Mikey's clear. Mikey right now just trying to do all he can. Keep that car underneath him. Looking out back in the mirror. Watching everybody. Moving the lanes. Working the lanes. Making sure he doesn't fall back through the field. As these tires start to wear, it's going to get a little less racy. You're going to have to really work it more to set up that pass other than just have a help and a push and get around them. So Mikey leading now. Tiller's going to try to get by. Mazzella just isn't able to. Wyatt Garrett is up to 4th in that Waffle House Ford. I think everybody knows where he's going to go if he's able to get the victory tonight. Do it Butterbean style and head to his sponsor, maybe with a little bit of a discount. Right now, Mikey still out front. Nobody's been able to challenge him yet. Wyatt ripping the outside fence. A little bit high, though. Where does the run come from? Who's going to be the one that has a big push to try to get by Mikey? Let's try to on board inside with Matt Frady and try to see what he's seeing. A little bit loose in the middle there. See him working it. They're side by side for the lead right in front of him. Almost making a little bit of contact now with Mazzella on the outside of Matt. See the outside gets the run down the straightaway. Wyatt Garrett's just behind him looking for a hole from his helmet cam. Wyatt's really committed to the outside line, not really in the marbles. There isn't any marbles in iRacing, but is up the racetrack trying to get some clean air, but really loose and wobbly on the corner exit. Just not looking stable right now. Back up to the front of the field. Change for the lead through the center of the corner. Is he going to be clear? He is. Ryan Tiller in the Coors Light 23 to the lead. Does Mikey have anything to say for it? And try to make the hole? He does. He looks to the inside line. Mini slide job. Going to try to do the same move that Tiller did on him. And he's going to take back the lead on lap 7. Ooh, Wyatt sideways. Wyatt is struggling here on exit. That car is not stable when it unloads from the banking. It is not liking the way that it is driving right now. Let's ride on board with him and see. So he gets a good entry to kind of center speed, then it gets loose right there as he comes on exit, kind of straightens out the wheel. He's in the wall there just a little bit, trying to keep it straight. One guy that qualified on the pole, Randy Sample. He's dropped back to 8th, so this could be a strategy there for Randy, trying to just play it smart and save a little bit of tires. We got a challenge for the lead once again. We had the Fox cameras where you can't see nothing. Challenge for the lead. That time, Mikey still had it, but Matt's fighting hard, and they're 3 wide once again as we head back into turn 1. Matt leading the bottom lane. Tiller in the middle, Mikey on the outside. 3 wide still as we come off of turn 2 and go down the back straightaway. What a crazy race. These drivers all over the racetrack looking for any hole. We're going to zoom out here. There we go. 3 wide across the stripe. Mikey going to lead it that time with help from Mazzella. It's all up to that 3rd place guy or 4th place guy if they're 3 wide for the lead. Who's going to take it? Mikey all the way up to the outside wall. We have the stage at 25, so we got 15 to go till the stage. 5 cars under a blanket. Tiller going to give Matt some help into 3. Matt's going to clear on the exit. I'm going to fix this camera. There we go. My apologies. So now Matt clear by a 2/10 right now as he rolled that bottom in 3 and 4. He could have been doing the same strategy that Randy Sample was doing, saving a bunch of tire on that bottom. And now that he's taken the lead, he's pulled it to 0.4 of a second that corner now. They're 3 wide for second. Kevin's looking for a spot. Just isn't able to yet. On board with Tiller. Mazzella's loose. Matt, 0.2 of a second every corner and is pulling away. Even in the draft, just doesn't look like anybody's got that speed yet still in it. Like he's gonna wash up the racetrack, try to cut off Mazzella. He's not able to, and he's not clear. Let's go and listen with our drivers and see a little bit of a radioactive.
Tighten you up. Lovely iRacing physics for you. And then if you're getting too tight, just dial rear brake into it.
I really hope that was Cade that just joined so we could hear him.
Are you ready,
Yeah, it is.
Mikey?
Oh, yeah.
No, Kevin.
I'm about to put it in your ass, Mikey.
Whoa.
So radioactive.
What the fuck?
Kevin, get away from my ass. Get away from my ass. Kevin, get away.
Go down, Mikey.
That'll get us some viewers.
I'm not playing grudge fight with you, Kevin.
You good back there, dog?
You know, I
Saving
haven't
your stuff
completely
back there,
destroyed
or-
the truck yet, so I'm pretty happy about that, but give it a couple more laps.
Oh, I feel you. Right rear saying goodbye to you.
You have a right rear?
It's still with me, I think, but close to dead.
I mean, I still have mine, but it's in the bed of the truck. You know, it's not on the truck anymore.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what
Yeah.
it feels like.
I think
I
they're
like
cheating
turtles.
up there, to be honest with you.
Legendary soundbite there, Kevin. Don't put it in my ass, as Mikey said. He's loose, and they were just talking about it. Doug and Wyatt were both talking about it. They're struggling. Mikey, big slide through 3 and 4 there. I think as we joined, we heard Matt kind of telling everybody about brake bias, the great physics of iRacing. If you put more front brake into it, even if you don't use any brake, it should tighten up the truck. That's what you get from a realistic simulator here in iRacing. Adjusting brake bias when you're wide open. So Mazzella trying to hold off Tiller here. Then the battle on the racetrack is for 4th. That's Kevin Ritchie and Mikey Adams really going at it. Move Kevin into the 4th spot. So Mikey back to 5th after having such a strong run early. Jason Bouchard right here. Haven't talked much about him. He's gotten himself up to 7th after not qualifying. So up 2 spots from Wyatt and Doug struggling here. Doug sideways. That thing looks evil. That 67 is not driving to how Doug may want it. Let's see. Doug's gone up the racetrack. See, it's a little twitch in the corner. That thing is just not handling it. Neither is Wyatt up in front. Let's ride on board here with Wyatt as he goes into turn 1. Let's see what lane he's been running. So he's going to dive to the bottom of the racetrack. Drive right over the seam. He's on the seam, which is going to help it get a little bit loose. Not liking it right now. Then it's sideways on exit, but back to the front of the field. Ryan Tiller and Jonathan Mazzella have worked together to catch Matt Frady, and the battle for the lead is back on. This is the best battle on the racetrack, and it's the battle for the lead. Matt Frady in the 40, Jonathan Mazzella in the 41, Ryan Tiller in the 23. With these 3 battling, Kevin Ritchie is only 0.6 of a second back on the left side of your screen on that ticker. Now, underneath 0.6 of a second, as Mikey Adams gets in the outside wall. If they all start battling, this is going to let Kevin reel him back in. And if Mikey is saved a little bit in this later running and that car is tightened, that truck is tightened up, he might be able to reel them back in. But it looks like Tiller on the outside is going to be trying to clear Mazzella and force him to push him. And he does. Not a good exit for Mazzella there. Back to your leader, Matt Frady. Looking to go 3 in a row. First race of the season at Martin. Was it Martinsville? Let's see. Second race of the season at Martinsville. There was one race that I ended up missing at Talladega. Then we went to Martinsville, Phoenix. Matt has won the last 2 at Martinsville and Phoenix, so he's looking for a 3rd. But now Kevin Ritchie has cleared Jonathan Mazzella and is looking for more. He's learned a lot this year in the Busch Series in that car. And Matt's going to get way sideways. Almost loses it. Big mistake out of Frady. How much is that going to hurt his rear tires? This is a long run for these trucks, and we've seen them very bad handling-wise. Same thing with Mikey Adams. That truck handling has gone away. Thing is not handling right. That 28 is going to have to come in here on this stage. Definitely make some adjustments because he is struggling to it. Back up to the front, though. Tiller has a tiny bit of a run on Matt. Where does he go? Does he go to the bottom? Does he go to the top? Looks like he tries to roll that middle. Will have a draft if he can follow Matt down the straightaway. He should get close to his back bumper by turn 1. He's reeling him just a little bit. Better exit, but not much in the draft. Now he's going to be in the draft. Where does he go? Does he try to follow him? If that truck's loose, one strategy you can use is the dirty air, because with the trucks being loose right now, as we're starting to see everybody slowly step out in dirty air, if it is loose, you can stay in the dirty air, make that car push a little bit. Tiller going to follow Matt, trying to break the draft down the back straightaway. Can Tiller have a good enough 3 and 4 to then get Matt Ritchie looking for a spot as well? He's reeled in Tiller. We got 2 laps to go till the stage. Completion of 25. Three-car breakaway. Mazzella's dropped back. Still within a second, but not going to be able to take it, I don't think. Sample, he possibly had an issue as well. He dropped back. Adams got around him back for the 5th spot. Then it's Jason Machard and Wyatt Garrett battling for 7th and 8th. Wyatt is all over the back bumper now. See how his truck's driving. It looks like it's tightened up compared to being sideways as we saw it, and he's moved back to the outside line. But it's still Matt out front. Tiller's not been able to do anything. Kind of in that bubble of you have draft, but there's so much dirty air in the center of the corner, not able to get there. He either needs Kevin to get to his back bumper to push him, or Matt to make that mistake, which we saw he made one before, so there's definitely that shot. White flag in the air for the stage. One more time around. Can Tiller do anything? Can he gain 0.3 of a second on Matt? Kevin to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try something, though. He's looking to try to take 2nd away. Kevin Ritchie to the bottom. Does he have enough motor in that Chevy to do anything? He does. He drives it way off in there deep. Maybe throws the slide job. Went to Charlotte to take some pictures during the World of Outlaw weekend. But it's going to be Matt Frady coming away with the win for the stage.
Oh, I'm sputtering.
I'm out
I'm
of fuel.
fucking nutting.
Check up, everybody. Check up.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you. No fuel.
So, Matt gets the win. We heard a few drivers talking about fuel. Let's see. Let's go ahead and talk with Matt here and see his thoughts. Matt Frady, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we heard as we joined the radioactive, coming across the line, it seemed like there was a few worried on fuel. Is it that close for the stage? 25 laps?
I have 0.2 left, and I have my motor shut off right now.
So, are you guys waiting? Okay, you are waiting for the pace truck. Are you guys all that low on fuel?
Yeah, I think Doug said he ran out.
Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be 25 green is the max that you guys can go. But talk
Ish,
to us
yeah.
about that stage. We know that you're coming to pit road. You can focus a little bit, but tell us about that stage. We saw a lot of drivers struggling with that right rear grip and losing a lot of tire wear with it being loose. How much do you think with this longer run, is that going to come into play? How much saving are you going to try to do?
I mean, you save a little bit here and there and just kind of roll off the throttle, and you can use the drafts real big here, so you can use that to gain back, which you know, saving on the entry of the corners and stuff like that. Oh, don't shoot. Okay. But yeah, other than that, it's, you know, just a little bit of save, and then different lines and stuff like that you can use to, you know, save your right front on entry and your right rear on exit and stuff. So
Yeah, how much dirty air? We saw that you take the lead for Mikey just under 10 laps in, but how much effect can you be using that air? Kind of like an airbender, I guess. Using the air to affect the car behind you being the leader.
I mean, you can use it, but then it can also be hurtful as well if they're too close to you. I mean, you can take the air off the rear spoiler. Oh, why'd Doug leave? You know, and get them loose throughout the corner if you're too close to them. I did it to Ryan earlier on accident, and got underneath him by doing it. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, it's you can use the air for your advantage, then it can also be used against you for a disadvantage. You know, somebody right up on you. So have to see how it goes and try to go where they're not, and also stay away from where they are. You know, if they're behind you. So.
Well, we appreciate the insight, and we'll let you get back to it here. Gonna be a restart, just over 30 laps to go when you get back at it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Matt Frady looking for his third win of the season. But right now is going to be your leader once we get back going. We saw a few drivers pit, actually. Tiller comes down pit road. Is he trying to fill up that extra time to get maybe a lap extra on fuel? It's not a bad strategy if that is the case. The Tiller catches the back of the pack. One car out, Doug Ezel. Had to pull it to pit road, had a problem there. So, pace truck, lights are out. It's going to be 32 laps to go to finish off race number 4 here at Michigan. Matt with a good jump to get to the lead. Now it's the race in turn 1. Where does everybody go? Kevin, the highest on the racetrack now. Matt runs that middle lane. Thanks, Sample. Tried to save a little bit that first one. Didn't end up working out to what he may have liked. And is now looking for the second spot underneath Mazzella there. Matt trying to pull away to that same gap he had. Everybody's going to have to try to take advantage of those tires while they have them. We see Mikey Adams up to 4th looking for another gap. He's making the most of those tires right now. Looking for 3rd on the field. So Mikey, we saw him do this before. Was able to get the lead quickly. But after a few laps, burned up those tires and dropped back through the field. Is that what's going to happen again? Has he learned from his mistakes? We're going to find out how hard he runs it here. So Matt still out front. Mazzella in second. Running the outside line. Kind of side by side there for a second. None of them has made the gap to Matt any smaller. But I think we're going to see them work together now. Going down the back straightaway. If they get in line together, they might be able to push around Matt. But Mikey's going to be the one to bail out. Goes where they're not. Mazzella gonna force Randy Sample to give him a big push down the front straightaway. They're not in draft, but still, a big push could help. But they're still out front. Not really gaining on Matt anymore. We saw how dominant that 40 was when he got clean air and pulled away with a little bit of a gap. The draft is big when on new tires, and it's hard to catch when the tires wear. But right now, nobody's having that speed of the 40. Mikey Adams just stuck in the middle lane, riding on board with them here. Flying up the push with the 41. Working that outside line. Now looking to go through the middle. Sample. Is he going to be able to get in the mix of it? 3 wide for a second. Mikey, though, able to clear. Matt's going to try to break the draft. Does Sample have a big enough run to get there within a 1/10 of a second now? Does he have the opportunity? Does he go to the bottom? He looks to the outside line. Matt's going to try to throw the block. Make sure he can't get to the right side, but Randy's all over the back bumper of Matt. Is that going to loosen him up? It does, just a little bit. Randy Sample to the bottom now. Sample is going to be clear for about a second. Mikey's going to give him the push down the front straightaway. 25 to go. There will be a pit stop, as we heard, if it goes green. So we know, no matter what, these cars will be on pit road. So Sample to the lead. Matt working the outside of Mikey Adams. Looking for a hold. Tiller's trying to get in the mix. Here comes Kevin Ritchie. After a mistake on pit road, sliding through the box. Matt back to the bottom. Sideways, Sample. Mikey on the bottom as well. Big run for Sample. Where does he go? He gets to the back bumper of Matt. If he tries to loosen up, this could be a good strategy for Sample. Get to the back bumper of that 40, loosen him up through the corner, try to hurt those rear tires. You don't have to hit them or wreck them, obviously, but if you can hurt the rear tires enough to where it helps Matt burn them off quicker, that could help you in the long run. Because right now, Sample's way sideways. Matt kind of throws the slide job line, keeps it straight on exit, but just hasn't been able to do much. Four cars all battling for third. All within a car length of each other, too. Kevin, the only one really working that bottom lane, just isn't able to do much and let it float up the racetrack. Especially with Mikey on the outside line. See Kevin gonna lift there to try to get in line. I think Kevin's playing it smart here. Knows what he has to do. Has to be patient with it. He gets to the outside of Mikey now. Gonna try to clear him down the back straightaway. Mazzella trying to help Tiller as much as he can to get up there. These trucks and drivers have already moved up the racetrack. I think they're starting to feel that tire wear. But Matt's been pretty committed to that bottom lane. He really hasn't done anything but it, especially in the early runnings of it. In one, runs that middle. See Sample a little sideways. Same thing with Matt there. We'll see what he does in 3 and 4. So really staying that 5/10 gap, even with multiple drivers working together behind. Randy's trying the bottom lane. Tiller's running that middle, gets the run, then pushes Sample. But it just isn't right now working. Kevin tries to give Mazzella a big push. I think Mazzella denied it as big of a run Kevin had. All trying to catch the 40 out front. Sample to the bottom. Tiller's going to work the outside now. It's just that outside, it just hasn't been the move that high up the racetrack. As I say, that Sample got loose. And Tiller's going to move himself into the second spot now. Does Tiller have the long run speed with 20 laps to go to catch Matt? We know we got a restart with about 32 laps left. Randy Sample's coming to pit road. He's committed to it. I think that's a good play. I was just going to bring up this strategy. When do you come down pit road? 25 laps is the max that these drivers can run on. If that, maybe 24 and a half. We got restarted with about 32 left. If you pit early, you're going to take the lead, obviously, after pit stops are recycled. But if you wait too late, you're going to have no chance of catching back up, even with a few lap fresher tires to try to be able to run them down. So it's a weird window. And with your Matt situation, you know that you have that opportunity to kind of wait and see what a few cars behind you do. If you're in Tiller's spot, you know you want to pit before Matt. You're keeping pace with it. You probably have the second best car at the moment. You're a little bit further back, like Mazzella or even Wyatt Garrett. Can we see him make a pit stop here early and try to make it? Jason comes down pit road. He's doing that strategy that I just commented about. Randy Sample now leaving. He's a lap down. We'll see what the lap time difference is when he gets back up to full speed. Is there going to be anybody to come down pit road here? Could Matt do it? He's low. Tiller is. Frady is. Both coming to pit road. Has to make sure no mistakes on pit road. This thing will go green more than likely. No mistakes. Can't slide to the box. Can't speed. Just have to be cautious with it. Matt into the box. Good stop for him. Same thing with Tiller. Right sides go up. Who's going to be the next group to pit? Kevin Ritchie, your leader. Right now, he's going to be sideways in front of Randy Sample, way up the racetrack. Ritchie, I thought he was going to come to pit road, but not. Mazzella is going to be on the way. Mikey Adams to pit road now. So, Kevin Ritchie staying out on the racetrack. He can wait as long as he can. He's got about 6 to 8 laps on fuel left, judging by the pit strategy pre-race. But right now, I think we're going to see him come down pit road, be the latest car to pit, latest truck, and he does. Matt Frady and Tiller are out on the racetrack now, working together. So Tiller got around Matt, pitted that one lap earlier. See Mazzella coming out on the racetrack now. Wyatt Garrett is your leader. So Wyatt Garrett in that 57 Waffle House truck with TTSL on the back is the leader. Everybody will be a lap down. Ritchie to pit road is stopped in the box. So everybody's a lap down from Kevin. Good stop from him, but Matt and Tiller are both driving right by him now. With 15 laps to go, is there enough time for him to catch that 40? He's going to lose a lot of time, though. Left side of your ticker. A second and a half back from Mazzella in 5th. He's going to be 2 seconds by the time they get to the corner. I don't know if there's enough time there for Kevin. He's fighting hard to get there. Tiller just doesn't have it anymore with that older tire. Let's see as he goes to the corner if his truck's driving many different. Let's go and ride with a little bit of a radioactive as a sample is trying to reel down Tiller here.
All right, guys, don't talk about Cade.
Oh, fuck. How the fuck did I speed? God damn it.
It's Cade's fault. He just came in here and put pressure on you.
I didn't even think that I sped, but whatever. It's fucking stupid. Well, there goes that. Great. Love this. It's okay, bro.
Nice little radioactive there. So, Mazzella is within a second of Matt Frady. 10 laps to go. He has to gain a 10th a lap. Is there enough time? Can the 41 do it with no help? He's got better tires. Let's ride on board with him. See that ticker on the left side of the screen. It's going to be 9 laps to go. He's a little bit better. Gains about half a tenth, but it's not enough to catch. A second back at the line. He goes into 1 and 2 a little bit lower. He's down to 0.8 of a second. Mazzella waited, didn't come down pit road immediately. He waited for everybody else and is slowly running down your leader in the 40. Is there enough time for him to get there? We saw this last season in the Busch Series with the Busch cars. Kyle Ritchie, Kevin's brother, tried to stay out there at Homestead, wait as long as he could to pit, was the fastest truck or fastest car on the racetrack. By the end of it, there just wasn't enough time. Mazzella has enough time, is closing in on draft with 7 laps to go when they get to the line. Within half a second, once he gets to 0.5 on that leaderboard, that's when the draft will kick in. That's when Mazzella will have the big shot down the straightaway to be as even as possible. He's already on the better tires. Now he's just got to try to survive enough laps and close in. Don't have to go for big swings. Just have to be there at the end. He's sideways, though. He's trying. 0.5 of a second now down the back straightaway. He's trying. Just hasn't able to get there yet. Let's see what we can see. He drives it in a little bit more shallow, lets it wash up, kind of do the same thing that Matt was doing in 3 and 4, but they both get way sideways on exit. Does that hurt Matt's tires a little bit more? Matt drives to the bottom. Mazzella tries to straddle that line. They both go up. Mazzella, tiny bit sideways. 6 laps to go. 5 at the line. Is there enough time for him to run him down? We see Kevin Ritchie starting to reel in Tiller and Sample. He was his second back just a few laps ago. See how much new tires matter with Kevin Ritchie here. Just goes to the outside. Sneaks to the outside of Tiller. Kevin's on the outside wall. I'm not going to jinx it and talk about them anymore. Mazzella lost a 10th there in the center of the corner. I think those tires have worn in enough to where Matt, on the old tires, just a few laps, they've kind of broken even. But now Ritchie able to pass Tiller, or is trying to, getting help and draft actually from Randy, which is working out in his favor. I'm expecting Kevin to dive to the bottom of the racetrack, and he does. Looks to the inside. Can he clear? On exit. Slide up, try to get in front. Not going to go up the racetrack. Leaves him a little bit of room. Back up to the front, though. Still half a second. Mazzella is now running a little bit higher, and he's losing time. He's right on that seam, and it's making it loose on exit. He gains a bunch in the center, but it's sideways on exit, really trying to drive it. Gained a 10th there. Good point of view here from the helmet cam with Jonathan Mazzella. Just isn't able to reel him in on exit. He's losing time. He just needs some help behind to push down the straightaways. He just not got that anymore like we saw at the initial part of this race. He's low in 3 and 4, gets the good run, washes up. He's sideways trying to stay away from the wall. He's doing as much as he can. 2 laps to go. 1.5 now. 0.6. Mazzella is losing time, trying as much as he can. 2 miles of racing left. Matt Frady was able to take the lead on lap 9. Stole it from Mikey Adams. Started to build himself a gap. Then the caution came out. We saw him start from the front. Got a few different challengers that tried to take it from him. Cream flag pit stop. He pitted kind of in the middle. Wasn't early, wasn't too late. Wasn't in the best thought. Then had to take it from Tiller. And then had to hold off and not make a mistake as Jonathan Mazzella was running him down. But Matt Frady is going to come off of turn 4, and he's going to make it 3 in a row and win race number 4 at Michigan. Battle for third there. Tiller ended up getting it. I'm not sure what happened on that one. Did Ritchie hit the outside wall? He did. He tried to run up a little bit too high. Got up the racetrack sideways, willing and dealing, and in the outside wall. But there is your running order: Matt Frady, Jonathan Mazzella, Ryan Tiller, Randy Sample, Kevin Ritchie, Mikey Adams, Jason Mitchard, Wyatt Garrett, and Doug Ezel going to round off the field. Let's go ahead and get a word in with your winner in Matt Frady. Matt Frady, do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you make it 3 in a row here at Michigan. We saw you have one of the most dominant trucks that we've seen all season long. You took the lead and never, you had a few challenges through it, but what was your nervous level there as you started to pull a gap when the green flag pit stops happened? You weren't in the lead. Tell us how you were able to kind of manage that, what you were thinking pit strategy wise till the end.
I actually, right before I pitted, I seen lap times were a second slower where we were at. So I was like, okay, well, I need to make sure I pit with enough time to, you know, try to get back to the lead. And, man, I pitted, and then coming to the end there, it looked like it was like I pitted too early because Mazzella started running me down, but then I seen how big of a gap, and I was hoping that it was big enough, and it was just quick enough that by the time he would even get to me, his tires would be burnt up, and luckily enough, that's what happened. So, yeah, if it would have been a little bit more, he might have gotten to me, so.
Yeah, there was a lot of different strategy here tonight. We saw how good these things raced early in the race. So we were 3 wide for the lead for what seemed like half of it. And then at the end, it kind of strung out and got pretty tire savvy. But 3 in a row, how good does that feel? And confidence-wise, you seem to have these trucks figured out.
Yep, hopefully we're going to do a Connor Zillich and
Lose
win.
the championship in the last race?
Wow. Okay, not Connor Zillich. Okay, Connor Zillich season with a Jesse Love finish.
Well, you know, that's definitely a way to look at it. But you come away with the win tonight. Congratulations. Go ahead and give your shout outs and who you'd like to thank.
You for broadcasting, Ryan and Randy for putting on the league. Oh, I'm overheating. My son, Jake, and his kids, since they're not here. Everybody watching. The Firekeepers Hotel, Battle Creek,
Quit reading
Michigan
the wall.
Speedway, Mobile One, Victory Lane, Gatorade, Henry Ford Health. Hold on, there's more.
Do you even know what that is?
Nope, don't know.
Exactly.
Firekeepers.
Congratulations. We're going to let you go and
Hey, I
celebrate.
got more
You're pulling
sponsors
into
to thank.
Victory Lane. You got to do the in-lane video or interview. So, congratulations, Matt. We'll see you next week.
Alrighty.
Matt Frady there with the win. Jonathan Mazzella comes home in second. He is definitely in Discord, so I'm not going to interview him currently. Let's get a word in with our P3 finisher and Ryan Tiller. Ryan, do you got a copy?
No.
Well, you come away with the 3rd place finish. It looked like you weren't for a little bit there. You had one of the best trucks of the night through the middle parts of the run, but as it got longer and longer, it just didn't seem like that truck was able to stay underneath you. How was that truck driving differently from the start of the runs to the end of it?
Well, when I had 4 tires on it that were all consistent, it was good. On that last pit stop, I decided to try something different. This is the test season, so I'm not taking it fully competitively. I want to learn some stuff in the truck here and get used to it. But took 2 on that one, and it was dangerously loose, especially at the beginning of the run there. But once we got about 10 laps in, I felt like I was the track position kind of paid off, even though I was up front most of the race. I think if I would have taken 4, I wouldn't have stayed with Matt as long as I did. Slid through the pit box, so decided to take 2, try to keep that track position, and go from there. But definitely learned that this thing on 2 tires at Michigan, especially, is really loose. But try to keep it consistent. So
Yeah, we know these things drive a little bit different compared to Tuesday nights with the Busch Series, but all in all, tire-wise, how much different did they feel? And we saw this thing way loose compared to usually on Tuesdays we see the cars being way tight. So how different of a driving style do you have to use on different nights like this?
Personally, I feel like the load on the Xfinity cars is way more on the right front, causing it to get a lot tighter. At the beginning of the run, on the truck, it does cause some load on the right front, but not near as much. But then the right rear, you definitely have to take care of and not try to get it too hot, because that's what resulted in a lot of slipping and sliding, especially over the seams. That was my problem. I kept going over the seam with too much throttle and slipping up and causing that right rear to get even more higher temperatures in it. But I mean, altogether, this track's not bad. It's just not good for me. I'm not the greatest at it, even though my results don't fully show that. But I tried something, and the truck tire definitely let me down with how loose it was. But it'll be all right.
Well, you come away with a P3. Not too bad for you tonight. Go ahead and give your shout outs and who you like to thank.
I appreciate you for doing the broadcast. I appreciate the league, Randy, for trusting me to help run this and putting it on. Thanks to everybody that came out tonight, and appreciate my wife for letting me do every race that I do. So.
Well, we
I
appreciate
also want to thank Coors Light. Without it, we wouldn't have been as fast in the Silver Bullet. So I do want to mention that.
You got to be
And then
from
Ally, you know, and then Mobile One, and then what was that? The Firekeepers Casino.
All right, Matt. All right.
Consumers Energy, the Michigan Lottery. Appreciate those guys as well for putting on the race here. I can't see anybody else on the wall there. So.
All right. Well, we'll let you get back to your crew and go celebrate with some Coors Light. Congratulations going on P3.
Yep. Thank you.
So Jonathan Mazzella is not here. We're not going to be able to get a word in with him, but tonight at Michigan, what a night of racing throughout. A lot of good battles at the start of the race. We got into some green flag pit stops, which I did not expect. So a lot of fun. Make sure to tune in next Wednesday night. I should be there. Little spoiler, I guess, for whoever's watching. I might be moving, or I am moving to Missouri on Monday, and we're driving there. So it's going to be, I might have everything set up for Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'll be there or not. If not, then I will not be able to broadcast as well, but we'll be there for the next week after that. So, yeah, Truck Series has been a lot of fun. So tonight definitely was. We'll see if anybody can knock off Matt Frady in the upcoming weeks. But we appreciate everybody for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Later.